All right, RLCS is back on this weekend. We got matches coming up on Friday, and so I'm here Monday night, and it's time to record a predictions video. Adam updated his spreadsheet. Go check him out on Twitter. Catch him on all the socials. Support him. He's been fantastic. He's done a lot of the logos that I'm currently using for my thumbnails, and I mean, he's done this is some beautiful work. So yeah, we're gonna go through just predict every single event is the same format now, and so we're always gonna be doing a lot of Swiss. It's gonna be hard to predict which exact matchups we're gonna end up seeing. But that just makes it more entertaining, and we're more likely going to be trying to predict generally where teams go in and out, and hopefully that ends up being correct. Obviously, some of the matches are going to throw off some of those possibilities, but let me stop rambling on. Let's get into it. The first matchup is an absolute banger. Cannot wait to see this on the mainstream on Friday. This is definitely the big one of round one. I mean, you got a couple other matches like this Dignitas Rebellion matchup looks fun, but Gen G versus OG. Nolly has put together a team facing his old team. It's wild that this is our first matchup. And honestly, I want to say that Gen G struggled, but I just can't see it happening. OG had a very tough run through the qualifiers. I ended up streaming my watch party kind of thing for the end of the double elimination in Optic, or not Optic. That's the fourth time I've done this year. OG had a very tough round. Tough 2 rounds, actually. They lost TSM, and then they got taken to game 5 overtime and had to score a dagger to qualify. It was very nerve-wracking. That being said, I will give them one game in this. And I'll have Gen G winning 3-1. And it grays them out now, too. Oh my gosh, this is wild. TSM versus Deleted XD. Deleted XD is, let's go look at the roster. Adam, Knight, and Oath. Pretty solid squad. Not solid enough. TSM's on the upswing. TSM is Wavy, Hockey, and Creams. They beat OG in the qualifiers. We'll give Deleted XD one game as well. But I like TSM here. Space Station Pirates. I'm going to be honest, I like this Pirates roster a lot. Andy, 5-up. I'm blanking on who they have as a third. Oh, it's Eris. So a bunch of players on the come up, and they also have Achieves as a coach. So I really want to see this roster do well. I'm bummed that I am rooting against them in the first round. That being said, I don't think it's going to be close. It's going to be a 3-0. Maybe Andy gets a good game and gets one game for Pirates, but Space Station looked pretty clinical in the double elimination stage, aside from that one matchup where they dropped a game. And so I'll have them advancing 3-0. G2 Snowman. This one is either going to be a sweep, which I'm going to predict, or it's going to be an upset. Snowman, I got a lot of faith in. They looked solid in the second round, I believe. I mean, the lower bracket where they ended up qualifying. They lost to Space Station yesterday in a pretty one-sided matchup, in all honesty. But I'll have G2 sweeping. But if Snowmen get a game, start to look out, because that's where I'd get nervous, especially if they get the first one. NRG versus Young Whippersnappers. For those of you who don't know who Young Whippersnappers is, that's okay. Nobody did until yesterday either. That's PNDH. I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of this guy. Realize and Skippy. This is not the Realize from APAC. This is a different Realize. I have no idea where these guys came from. Like, I am normally pretty tuned into the scene. No clue who any of these guys are. I'm glad they made the main event. I'll give them one game against NRG because I don't really trust NRG in their current state. But I don't think I'm going to have them going very far in the long run. Plot Twist Luminosity. Plot Twist is a pretty solid roster, actually. Kofer's in here. They got Expert and Sosa. I think Expert and Sosa have teamed before. I can't remember exactly. But I think Luminosity is a very solid squad. They were able to get in through the upper bracket. They took down Amla to do so. Amla did not make this event, that roster of Lion Blaze, Percy, and Zanil. Kind of the big surprise that they didn't make it. But I mean, Luminosity's had a solid offseason. I'll give Sosa one game. I'm going to predict 3-1s almost across the board. This one I'm going to pull up in the bottom seat. I like Rebellion here. I'm kind of surprised they lost to M80, to be honest. Especially, I tuned in at game 2 and saw M80 was kind of thrashing them, and they were able to pull it back to 5. But lost in the upper bracket before dropping down and taking care of Boulevard. Another team I'm kind of bummed to not see here. I'll give not 32. I'll give Dignitas a close series here because I really like their roster. They got Arsenal, Gyro, and Evo. But I think it's going to be a little bit too strong for Rebellion. And this will definitely be the most entertaining match from round one. I think everyone's going to be excited about this OG matchup in Gen G, but I think it's going to be a little bit one-sided. This one's going to be entertaining. M80 Muffin Men. I'll give this a sweep. I don't think there's much to say about the Muffin Men currently. M80 looks kind of lethal through that upper bracket. They stumbled a bit, almost got reverse swept by Rebellion, but I'm liking M80. And it's kind of unfortunate because I do want to see North Americans succeed a little bit more in that team, but you can't deny the talent. Space Station Rebellion. Here is our first narrative time. So, Justin was rumored to go to Space Station, or Space Station were interested in Justin, didn't end up getting him. He went to Rebellion. Space Station tried to keep Arsenal after that, but Arsenal decided to dip. And so it's a little bit of a grudge match there. It's going to be close. I think Space Station's in better form right now. I'm gonna have it go to 5 because it's got that potential. I think these teams are really close, but Space Station's looked in better form. They won the draw. They had a very solid bracket run while Rebellion ended up losing to M80. Rebellion's kind of stumbled a little bit in some off-season tournaments, so I will have Space Station winning there. G2 Luminosity. This is one that I can't really justify Luminosity winning, or at least predicting them winning. This G2 roster is very talented. Beast Mode, Daniel, Atomic. And as much as I like the Luminosity guys, I don't think they're going to be swinging with, I don't want to say the big boys, but the big boys just yet. M80 NRG. I think NRG could have pulled a multiple opponents in this first round to have them end up losing, honestly. Like, I would have predicted them getting upset by a few teams. Young Whippersnappers, unfortunately, wasn't one of them. They got a very favorable draw. I don't think this is going to be close. I think M80 is going to thrash in that matchup. Gen G TSM. This one could be entertaining. We haven't seen Gen G much at all yet this season. They definitely waited to play together to rely on that honeymoon phase. And then TSM has been tearing up the offseason. I think this would be a great litmus test for TSM, because if they pull this upset, they're all of a sudden like completely legit. I think the biggest question that you see whenever a team does really well in off-season tournaments is, can they do it in RLCS? Like, that's exactly what everyone was asking about Zen when he was going on his ones rampage. And then it's like, can he do it in a regional? Can he do it on land? Like, TSM is now in that phase of, can they do it in RLCS? I'll have it be close just for entertainment value. I don't think they can get it done against Gen G just yet. I think Gen G is going to be a little bit too good. Dignitas Snowman. This one could be fun too. I will have it be 3-1 in favor of Dignitas. I think the Dig is definitely the stronger roster, but I know the Snowman roster has a lot of potential. I'll hover over it for a second just so you guys see. It's Scribbles reveal Frosty. Scribbles being 14 years old. Apparently he was the only player to take advantage of the age limit being lowered. But I have a lot of faith that this roster could pull some upsets, especially as time goes on. I just don't think it's going to happen yet. Pirates Young Whippersnappers. I'm going to apologize to Young Whippersnappers because I'm not familiar with your game yet. You're welcome to show me, but I haven't been able to go through and see all the close qualifier matches. I know they were in lowers heading into yesterday and managed to make that run. I don't have much faith in them doing much in this Swiss stage. I hate to say it. It's phenomenal achievement that they got here, and I think this is going to be great practice. I just don't think they're going to get it done just yet. I'll have this be a 3-0 in favor of Pirates. Plot Twist and Muffin Men. This one is probably going to be a bummer for the Squishy fans out there. I'm going to be honest. Plot Twist, it's got a solid lineup. I know I've gone through it. Kofer, Sosa, Expert. I think they're very solid. I wouldn't say on the come up still. I know Sosa's been around for a while meddling in this range, but I think they're past the stage of Muffin Men. And I don't have much faith in Muffin Men either, unfortunately. So I'll have this be a 3-1. I like Sosa in that matchup. We'll see what they can do. OG and Deleted XD. I think Deleted is a very solid team for OG to run into. I want to say it might be close. I'll have it be a 3-1, though. I do definitely think that OG wins this matchup, though. Storylines. M80 Gen G. This is one where M80's got a lot of talent, and if they are peaking, they can win. I'm not going to have them peaking. I think Gen G is going to be clean with it. I think they're going to get 3-1. We'll say we'll give M80 that one game. And unfortunately, I'm just going to keep picking favorites because G2 Space Station, if I predict Space Station here, I'm going to get a bunch of hate comments. So I would love to see us pull this upset. I honestly don't think we have it in us yet, but I think it'll be a good way to see where exactly we are. If G2 aren't clicking, it's entirely possible. But if they are clicking, and so far, based on what I've predicted, they are, I've got them going through 3-0. 3-0 in Swiss, not 3-0 against Space Station. TSM OG. This is a grudge match. This was a game 5. I don't think it went to overtime in the upper bracket of the double elimination stage. But this was an exciting matchup. I'm sure OG is going to be ready for their revenge, and this time I'm going to give it to them in 5. I hope this develops into an exciting rivalry because it definitely has the potential. There's a lot of nervousness in this matchup last time, and I think if we see these teams match up more and more and it keeps staying close, everyone's going to be loving this matchup whenever it comes on screen. Luminosity Pirates. Why do the teams that I like have to get matched up against each other? Luminosity 3-2. I hate the fact that I have to make Pirates lose, but I don't see Luminosity losing. I don't. They've got some solid talent building around Reddles, or Reddles is really building the team around him. I think they get the job done. I've spent 10 minutes and I'm on round 3 of Swiss, so I got to speed up a little bit. That being said, there's a lot of talking points considering this is the first regional. Rebellion Plot Twist. I like Plot Twist, but I like Rebellion a little bit more in this matchup. I'll give Plot Twist the 1. They have Justin there on the come up. I think Rebellion's got a good look so far. Then NRG Dignitas. This is a very exciting 1-1 matchup as well, where the loser is going to be in a very unfortunate spot. Unfortunately, that loser is going to be NRG. I give it a 3-1 in favor of Dignitas. Deleted XD and Snowman. Maybe I'm just not familiar with Deleted XD's game, but I like the youngins in this upset. I'll pick Snowman here. I don't know if it's even an upset technically. If it is an upset, it's because seeding is just all off the whack. Like, we don't really know yet. But I do like Snowman here, and this is the start of them potentially making a lower run in Swiss if the bracket is favorable. Muffin Men, they're going to be able to win this one. I'll give the Whippersnappers a game 5, just because entertainment value, but I will have the Muffin Men moving on. More narratives, dude. M80 OG. After OG barely managed to qualify for this event, I can't have them going 3-1 through Swiss. I think this M80 team is definitely swinging better than them at the moment. And I'll just have them completely clicking on this one. So this is the storyline. There's a lot of off-season drama between Space Station and Dignitas. Arsenal is obviously on Dignitas now. And even when it came down to the last roster spot, Space Station was trying out Eris and Chicago, and Dignitas essentially got the leftovers in Eris, which they eventually moved on from. So this one, I think it says a lot that Space Station did have the better pick in terms of the lottery for who gets which player. I'm going to have them winning this one 3-1. Rebellion Luminosity. This is one where Luminosity could pull an upset. And I don't want to be that bold just yet. I want to see how these teams match up. I think Rebellion will get the job done here, but I'll have to be close. I like the Luminosity roster, and I think they'll still make it through depending on their matchup, but I will have them losing there. TSM Snowman, that's not a favorable matchup if you're Snowman. It's not. I'll give it a 3-1 in favor of TSM. I think it's a very exciting matchup between a bunch of young players, or RLCS rookies, essentially, to see who makes it into round 5. Pirates Muffin Men, I got faith in the Chiefs to get this one done. I'll have it be a 3-0. Sorry to the squishy fans out there. I do like, despite what I'm doing to this Pirates roster and this Swiss, I do like them a lot. So we'll have to end up seeing how they do. And then NRG Plot Twist, this is absolutely going to be a close one, but this is one I could see NRG losing and things going completely off the wagon, but I'll have them pulling it out this time. And then the last round, Dignitas Pirates. I'm talking the talk about Pirates. I really am. Are they going to back it up? Dignitas dropped the game to Turbo's cheeks. You know what? Let's spice it up. Pirates, maybe I'm overrating them. Maybe I have a lot of bias, but I can see it happening. I could see them being next up. They did have to face G2. So I'm aware I'm predicting an upset, but it would be very boring if I just predicted the favorites. Luminosity TSM. This is brutal. This is brutal as well. Oh, man. Oh, this entire last round is so brutal. I like 11 teams in this region, I guess. Luminosity TSM. Next time, TSM. 3-2. Luminosity, they just have a better core. TSM, can they do it in RLCS? I think will they prove that they can do it in RLCS? They'll prove that they have the potential to do it in RLCS. And if it does go like this, I'll predict them to do it next time. just due to the fact they'll have more experience under their belt. OG and NRG though. This is a 3-1. This is NRG getting knocked out. I'm sorry to the NRG fans. I don't see it working as well as you might hope, and I do like this OG roster a lot. That being said, OG versus G2 is not the matchup you want if you're OG. We're into the best of sevens. Unfortunately, that's going to be clean. We're back to Space Station versus Rebellion. I kind of hate that we didn't get Luminosity in here. Like, we kind of got shafted. Frick M80. I predicted Space Station earlier against Rebellion. I'm going to temper my expectations. If they had gone the other way earlier in the Swiss, I would have it go. Like, I think I was pulling this opposite result no matter what. A lot of times it's very difficult to beat a team twice in the Swiss. Or at least that's the mentality I have. I don't really know if that really applies to Rocket League. I know it applies to like basketball and football and stuff like that. But I don't know. I see the revenge tour happening for Rebellion, and I want to keep my expectations subtle. This is a tough matchup for both of these teams, and I think winning it goes a long way. Gen G, Luminosity. Luminosity could have pulled some upsets against some teams, but not Gen G. I'll have them get a couple games to look a little bit dangerous, but not much more than that. And then, unfortunately, this just won't be close. So how Pirates got in with a 6th seed is beyond me, but whatever. So in terms of the teams that I predicted to go to LAN, 3 of them are on here. Unfortunately, these guys aren't. But that's how the bracket works sometimes. This would be a bold call. This would be a bold call. It would. It would. But Nick is cooking. I mean, they've looked good. If they don't falter, they look good. And they have a high ceiling. And maybe we just come out swinging and predict that they follow their high ceiling. I'm going to get subtweeted on this one. I already know I'm getting subtweeted for picking this loss, but I'll have it happen. And then, do I really trust in G2? I think I do. I think it's going to be a 4-1. 2-piece and Parther on the come up, but there's only so far that this experience is going to get them. And I'll have them losing to G2. And it's G2 M80. I cannot believe that the bracket has worked out this way. I don't think it's going to happen like this at all. I would not be shocked to see a Gen G G2 matchup. I would not be shocked to see them both go 3-0. I'm going to predict them 4-2. Not 4-2. But I'm predicting G2. This is either going to go perfectly or it's going to backfire and they'll go out 2-3 at Swiss. There's no in between with this G2 team. So this time we're calling heads. We'll see if they do it. That being said, thank you all for watching for 18 minutes. These videos should come out for channel members like a day ahead of time. I don't think I'm going to do that with this video because I don't think I have any channel members yet. But if I happen to get some, then I'll start doing that. That being said, like, you know, just, I don't even know what to say. I hate saying subscribe. I hate being like, you know, like and subscribe, do all that crap. But, I mean, here I am. So, either way, hope you all enjoyed. Catch the streams when I do them. I'm not sure I'm doing one next Sunday because it's literally the Super Bowl. But I might occasionally stream some watch party type stuff, so feel free to tune into that. I'm streaming on YouTube now pretty much exclusively. I don't know if I'm going to stream on Twitch, so I don't know why I have this little, you know, border here. That being said, I've talked long enough. You guys have tuned out by now. Adios.